Okay, Sistas fans, this is a topic I think I discussed maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, something to the effect of, have I become too cynical? And this is in response to several comments that I've received on the post I made. I think it was yesterday, right? Yesterday was Sunday. I really just dove in and got all the videos that needed to be posted. A good batch of Beyond the Gates, but then also right after that, all my Sistas content, because I'm like, you know what? I need to get the Beyond the Gates stuff out before the show comes back Monday afternoon. But I said, yeah, all I gotta do is buckle down for like maybe hour and a half, and I can edit all the Sistas content, get that up. That way it will be on the channel a few days before the show returns for the penultimate episode this Wednesday. And the videos that have gotten the most views and comments so far was the Zach and Jasmine one, and the Why is Calvin back in Atlanta? And I saw a comment that is something I am not. It's not rare. It hasn't been rare to see a comment like this since I reviewed Zatima season 3 and what we're seeing now in Sistas season 8. And it's like, I used to enjoy listening to your commentary, but now it's all negative. And actually, let me do a word for word reading for it, because this was pretty. I couldn't help but go, wow, like, is it really that bad in terms of what I'm saying? So let me go ahead and get it verbatim. Just one moment. Oh, okay. I used to like listening to you. However, now you have nothing but negative opinions about almost everyone on the show. Andy, Calvin, Sabrina, and the list goes on. Side note, that is not entirely true. It's just that my negative commentary is directed at characters who just so happen to be fan favorites. Let's not get it twisted now. And this is the part that kicks me. If the ratings are going down, it would be, and I'm reading it as it is, but it would because of your negative. I guess, and it was saying, or it should say, if the ratings are going down, it would be because of your negativity. How about checking that attitude or try another way? Okay, let me just address this, and I'm not going to say who it is, because I did pin their comment to the video, so the video that I'm referencing, the Calvin one, so go look at it if you want to. I don't care, but I wholeheartedly disagree with this statement for multiple reasons. I am aware I have a presence in the Tyler Perry community in terms of being a large platform that people come to for news and commentary. That much I do know. I have been told, yeah, I watch the show because you review it, but I have, ever since season 7, basically ever since the new writers took over, and especially from the back half of season 7 to where we are right now, and this could be said of The Oval and other shows too, I have had far more people tell me, Jeremy, I stopped watching blank, insert Tyler Perry show here, seasons ago, but I still listen to your commentary just to keep track of what's going on. Or I stopped watching Sistas after Zach was confirmed to be the baby daddy of one of Karen's babies, and I quit, but I just watch your commentary because I want to keep myself informed. But I think the most common comment that I receive on Sistas stuff, Jeremy, you need to be a writer, because the things you come up with, the theories and whatnot, are way better than what actually happens in the show. Now, I've been reporting on the declining ratings for Sistas ever since season 7. Ever since season 7. This didn't start in season 8. The decline happened especially during the back half after Zach was confirmed to be one of the baby daddies. And then season 8 so far has been the worst ratings wise. So many 0.6s. Wasn't there a 0.5 or a 0.4? Let me double check. I know I reported on that. All right, Sisters season 7, season 8. Yeah, because I haven't even checked ratings for last week. Just give me 1 second here, because it's just crazy to me that this person would say, "Oh, you're the reason why ratings are down because your commentary." That is I appreciate it in a twisted way, because it's like you're saying I'm the reason the show's bombing, but that also would mean I was the reason the show was thriving when it was getting good ratings, which is far from the truth. Because if that were the case, where's my paycheck from Viacom or Tyler Perry Studios? I don't get that. Oh yeah, we had a point 0.5 on January 29th. I can't remember if there was an event going on that day or what, but yeah, there was a point 0.5. We've had how many? 2 points, actually 5.6s. I think the highest rated episode of the season was the premiere at a 0.88, which I believe is the lowest rated premiere of the entire series. It was almost a 30% decline from the season 7 finale. So to blame me because of my commentary is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And you know, the funny part is, when I was doing Zatima season 3, and I still stand by my thoughts on season 3 being the worst season. I did not like the way it was written or the characterization of a majority of the characters, especially Fatima. People are like, you know what? How are you talking smack about Zatima, but Sistas, you're giving them all sorts of passes. Like season 8 started, it's like giving all sorts of passes. That's what I find incredibly hilarious. When I talk trash about Zatima and I'm highlighting the good bits about Sistas, oh, you just hate Fatima. But then when I'm talking negative about Sistas, when the majority is, and keep in mind, I don't care what the majority thinks. I'm going to tell you what Jeremy thinks. Yes, I'm spoken in third person. And if it's about Fatima being foul in an episode, or if it's about Andy being poorly written this season, I want to say it. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you think about my commentary. What I care is like when I go to the comments and I see if I missed the mark on something. Yes, there are times where I completely miss the mark, or I might misinterpret a statement. I go back and look at the scene. I'm like, you know what? I did miss that. But for the most part, no. These characters have not been written well. And you could say all you want about me. Oh, your negativity is... I want to address this one last time because I think some people are forgetting. Tyler Perry himself said in an interview during the 688 press run, he cannot even watch the new episodes. He cannot bring himself to watch the episodes that the new writers have been put together for season 7 and season 8, because he said so on a podcast interview platform. These writers do not understand the characters. He doesn't even recognize them. So he said when it comes time for season 9, he has to go back to the writer's room and, you know, sit down with these people and get things back on track. So if you have a problem with me being negative, the man who created the show in the first place, and look, I don't know who exactly picked these writers, but let's just say Tyler was somewhat involved. I don't know if he was, but whatever the case may be, if the person in charge has an issue with the show and can speak on it, why is it a problem with me, the fan, a fan? I'm, like I've said time and time again, I'm not on the payroll. These people don't pay me. The only money I make is from YouTube ad revenue. I'm not on the payroll. I haven't gotten a thin dime from Viacom, Tyler Perry Studios' own network. I've gotten some free. I've been blessed to get a few free things here and there, like that briefcase from the Oval. I think what was it? BET hooked me up with that swag bag a year or two ago. It was like a gym bag that had a few things in it. But in terms of, you know, any sort of like compensation financially, no. I've gotten this far because I get on my mic or I get on camera and I give my honest opinion. Yeah, sometimes I'll lose people. Sometimes I will. And it sucks. I don't enjoy coming up here dragging the show every week. This is why I quit The Pains back when it was on the OWN network. What was that? Years ago. It was on the OWN network. That was the first House of Pain reboot before BET did theirs a few years later. I remember around the halfway point of season 1, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to stop because every episode is awful and my reviews are longer than the 20-minute runtime of the show, and all I'm doing is talking about how terrible it is. I'm not watching it anymore. Then some people dragged me back in during the last handful of episodes and it was still trash. So at that point, like, nah, when the show gets to the point where I'm just going to rant about it, then it's not fun. I'm just going to stop watching. However, Sistas is still one of the top earning shows on the channel, so I am going to talk about it. Hopefully Zatima season 4 is better, but Zatima, the main videos that I do Zatima wise that do numbers and get ad revenue are like the trailer breakdowns and whatnot. So theoretically, even if I didn't review Zatima, I wouldn't be hurting because Zatima is a streaming platform show. More people watch Sistas than Zatima. That doesn't mean Zatima doesn't get good numbers on BET Plus, but I'm just trying to make a point here. So for people to say like, you're nothing but negative, you're ignoring the things I do like. If I was being 100% negative, all my episode reviews would be like zeros or negative numbers. Yeah, it's true. When I do my reviews and commentary, a majority of the content is pointing out things that might come across as negative. But if you look at the fan base as a whole, how many people actually talk positively about the show? This is not Crystal's podcast. This is not Keep It Positive, sweetie. This is Keep It Real, Jeremy. If you want to, just use that tagline. But I gotta say, I feel bad for the actors because I don't know. I mean, hey, they're doing their job. They're getting their checks. Hey, and then they just won that SC award and whatnot. But in terms of like the material, it's laughable how off the mark the writing is. Because I stand by what I said in season 7. It started off promising, giving these writers a shot because they came into a show that was 6 seasons in. And now it's time to see if they can bring something to the table that Tyler was lacking. Hence why people were complaining about Tyler for years, or the first 6 seasons, because the writing wasn't great. While the ratings were up, the writing wasn't great. And now you have new writers, and the writing is just, not good, and the ratings are down. So, I don't know what... Look, I try to find the good in everything. Hence why, like I said before, that's why not all my episodes are like negative, episode review scores. I point out the good, but then I got to talk about the bad too. The characterization is off. My problem, I had no specific issue with Zach being one of Karen's baby daddies. That has nothing to do with my disdain for the show now. It's just the way these people are characterized. From Andy and the marriage thing with Gary, and then the stabbing leading into season 8. Season 8 currently for me is the worst season. There are 2 episodes left, but as much as I hated the way Fatima was written in Sister season 5, which was the primary reason why that season is my lowest rated season ever, my worst, the season I think is the worst. I think the way Andy has been written this season is awful. And that goes for a majority of the characters, because I've said this several times in the past couple weeks too. This season is about consequences, but no accountability. And by the end of this season, it almost seems like all of these women are going to be rewarded for their bad behavior, their poor choices, and the way they treat people. So I know somebody a few weeks ago, I think it was when I was talking bad about Zatima, is like, hey, don't tell your people, you can leave if you want. Don't tell viewers they can leave if they want to, because then you'll lose numbers. Like, don't say subscribe and then say you don't care. Well, let me just say this much. My channel has over 11,000 uploads. There is plenty of content. At this point, I am now back to covering 6 shows. Sistas, Zatima, The Oval, House of Pain, Papa's House, and now Beyond the Gates. If you don't like my commentary on Sistas, or maybe even Zatima, there are 4 other shows that if you have an interest in, I have playlists for. The Oval has been knocking my socks off this season. It's been really good. And if you watch my content on that show, I went into this show, this season, with 0 expectations, because season 5 was just trash. Well, the last few seasons were, but season 5 was trash. And I don't know what Tyler was doing, or if he has other people working on this show writing wise, but they definitely turned things around this season. With Sisters, I thought season 8 would be arguably the best, considering it was announced Jamie Giddens would be head writer. So he was one of the 6 writers for season 7. But I thought, oh, okay, if we got a head writer, that's going to help streamline things, make season 8 flow, because we got one person in charge as opposed to like 6 different cooks in the kitchen all preparing various dishes, and then they're putting it on the table for the audience to eat, but then they just, not even an acquired taste could make it taste good, because it's like, what am I eating? It's like, I don't, is it supposed to be sour? Is it supposed to be salty? Is it supposed to be mild? Or what's going on? Season 8 has just been, I don't know. And then this recent time jump just came completely out of nowhere. I would have rather them just stick to like 5 days. 5 days this season, because after episode 19, we move into the next day, which would have theoretically been the 4th or 5th day of the week for the season, which would have made more sense than a 1 month time jump where a bunch of stuff is still left unresolved. So, like I said before, we only got 2 episodes, just 2 episodes left this week and then next week. And after that, it seems like we're going to have a pretty lengthy break before we get any new Sisters or Zatima content, because if I'm not mistaken, Zatima season 3 just started airing on BET last week, right? Was it last week? And I don't believe, and I could be wrong about this, but I don't believe that a new season airs until like at least the first half of the previous season has aired on BET. So like I predicted, several weeks ago, I don't think we're getting Zatima season 4 until fall 2025. And when it comes to Sisters, they begin filming season 9, 3 weeks from today. And I'm recording this on March 3rd, Monday, March 3rd. And in terms of post-production, I don't think we're getting season 9 until like maybe July or August, which I am completely fine with. Like in my other video about him, have I become too cynical? I thought like, okay, well, we have been getting a lot, and I mean a lot of Sisters content, dang near nonstop. We had that little hiatus before the week before Christmas, and then like a week or two later, Sisters came back. Yeah, didn't we get 2 episodes in one Wednesday? What was it? Episodes 10 and 11, right? Yeah, they doubled up on us. Then we had a week off, then we came right back. So a break from the mediocrity, I think, will do not just myself, but the fan base in general some good. Give us time to miss the show. Now, that does run the risk of, people finding better viewing options, television options in the meantime, but hey, that's good. And it's talking about me speaking negatively. What about the cast? Remember when they used to promote the show like all hell? I think the only people I consistently see promoting the show, I know DeVal, if they happen to post a clip or a sneak peek that is Zach and Fatima related, he might post that. I know KJ typically posts, not frequently, but I think that I see, from the few cast members I see still promoting the show, though I think KJ, I've seen her like reshare and whatnot fan edits more than actual stuff from the show. Like I remember she would frequently share like promotional photos, and that was about it. I think Novi shares a couple whenever it's a Sabrina scene, but no. Ever since the back half of season 7, when the fans began to turn on the show and ratings went down, that's when I noticed the cast and even the writers have backed off from promoting the show. Because remember, the writers, they used to do those weekly spaces on Twitter and whatnot with the fans, but when the fan backlash came in, no. So, look, like I said, I appreciate the position you all put me in terms of being like the voice of the fan community, but I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. Like, I'm going to be real. Like, if I have something to say, I'm going to say it, and if it's not coming out the way that you like, well, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I know I've known some people that review the show that quit themselves. They said they quit during season 7. And I'm not telling you to leave, but I'm just saying, like, if you don't like the way I come across in my commentary, there are other channels that cover the show. But I haven't checked any of them out myself because I don't feel like I need to. I don't think that my opinion is the minority here. Now, in terms of things related to the story, like Danny and Tony or Andy and Robin, maybe I don't have the most popular opinion, but I'm talking about the quality of the show itself. I feel like everybody's in allegiance of, nah, the show just ain't hitting like it used to. And I feel like if you take my voice out of the equation, then the ratings tell the tale. Just talking about if the ratings are going down, it's because of you and your commentary and your attitude. No, if my voice was truly like a driving force as to if ratings went up or down, BET or Viacom or somebody probably would have messaged me or called me on the slide like, hey, Jeremy, ratings are down. Like, we need you to start talking positive about the show. What's in it for me? We'll cut you a check. And that has not happened yet. No, I pay my bills from my ad revenue and when I sell my stuff on eBay. Like that, trust and believe. If I was getting paid under the table, oh, I would be glazing every episode. Oh, Andy, that's right. Girl power. That's right. Danny, fight the power. Get that money from the airline. Sabrina, yeah, you know what? Rich ain't got no say. If you want to have a baby with whoever. Yeah. And Karen, you know what? You ain't even tripping like that. Zach was wrong. Oh, no, you would notice a major difference in my tone. No, but no, it's the integrity of it because I've been told over the years that people enjoy the cast enjoy the commentary because I keep it real. When I don't like something, I don't like something. And when I like something, I like it. But here's the thing. I don't just come up here and trash on the shows. What do? I give theories and alternate ways that things could have been written to make more sense. Like, for example, the most recent one I could think of is the whole Leonard situation. Like, why is he hating on Danny when he talks about how good of an employee he is? And I'm like, if you were so good of an employee, why weren't you accepted into the leadership program? Danny wasn't shoved in there until past the deadline. So I think writing wise, it would have made far more sense if Leonard had already made it into the program. And then let's say because Tony pulling strings the way he did, Leonard got axed and then got substituted with Danny. That would have made for a more compelling story and a reasonable grudge. Because, look, I get here early and I'm the last one to leave. Yet you weren't accepted into the leadership program. So you must not be as vital or impressive to the hires up as you think you are. So as a result, you didn't get in. So, I mean, what's the hate boner for? So, yeah, I feel like I think after the finale next week, we're all just going to need to kind of step back and take a breath. Yes, I know Beauty and Black comes back this week, and then the 20th Duplicity comes out. But yeah, like I said, after Sistas in general, just take a breather. And I'm not discouraged when I see comments like this because guess what? Zatima started airing on the BET last week, season 3. I've already had a few people come back and say, you know what, Jeremy, after watching the premiere for season 3, I went back and watched a couple episodes on BET Plus, like episodes 2 through 4. I gotta say, I changed my mind. I agree with what you were saying. I wasn't with the way you were bashing Fatima, but after rewatching some of those episodes from months ago, I realized you were right. And that's what it's all about. And it's not even about me being right or people changing their mind because of my thoughts and opinions. But it's the fact that people can look at things without the rose-tinted glasses or the fan glasses and think that I'm just hating on Crystal because I'm talking bad about Fatima. That I'm hating on black women because I didn't like the way Andy handle the situation. I am talking about these characters, the way they're portrayed, especially when they're doing something that's extremely hypocritical or out of character, or at the very least out of character from the development we've seen since they made a similar decision. You see what I'm saying here? That when I come up here and speak quote unquote negative, it isn't just out of spite. And I think I made this point almost a month ago. There's nothing going on in my personal life like a girl who broke my heart or something and then I'm taking it out on the show. No. I'm just sitting here watching the same show as you all, and what we're getting is trash. It is. And like I said in my Beyond the Gates recap for week 1, I said, it's crazy how 5 episodes of a new soap were more compelling than the past, season of Zatima and this entire season of season 8. And that's saying a lot. Pacing, way better. Stories are more compelling. And we just met these characters. There's so much we don't know yet. But yeah, I'd rather rewatch the first 5 episodes of Beyond the Gates than this entire season of Zatima and Sistas. Okay, except maybe the last 2 episodes of Zatima, because the funeral stuff was really good. And that Jeremiah dance was something else. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I don't try to come across as negative on purpose. I truly hope that Tyler and these new writers, or if he brings on more, I don't know who's going to be. I don't know if they're going to shake things up season 9. I don't know if he's going to, get rid of these writers and replace them with new ones, or just take these writers to a classroom and just school them on Sisters and how things should be done. I don't know, but I do hope that season 9 comes back strong. Hey, if you remember Space Jam, remember when the Monstars were kicking the crap out of the Toon Squad, and during the locker room scene halfway through the game, you got Bugs. Well, I forgot what it was called, MJ Juice or whatever. It's he just wrote something on a bottle and just told everybody, it's oh, this is that special water or whatever, and everybody started drinking it, and then they came back and they started killing it. We need that moment. That moment needs to happen between seasons 8 and 9. Get these writers and Tyler, you too. Like I said, Tyler, you too, because of writing. People wouldn't have been complaining about getting new writers for seasons if it was perfect the first time. Go back, reevaluate, look at what the fans are saying. Yeah, I know there's a lot of negativity. I know there's a lot of hate. I know there's a lot of ripping apart. But there's a difference between being a hater and being a concerned fan. And considering the majority says what we're getting is trash, that ought to tell you something. And I know Tyler says he doesn't really think about what the people think because negatively about his stuff, because the proof is in the audience. Well, Mr. Perry, look at the ratings. If you don't want to, look at the negative comments about, oh, Zach shouldn't be the baby daddy, or, Karen this, or Andy this, or Gary that. The ratings have told the tale. This is no longer a scenario where you could just sit back and say, I know what I'm doing. I know my audience. Well, the audience has spoken and the ratings are down. Go back to the drawing board. You and these writers, don't rush 22 episode scripts in 5 to 7 days or 2 weeks or however long. Take your time. Write an amazing story. That's why the 688 has been winning awards and stuff. And it's been highlighted as one of the best Tyler Perry projects ever. Because we could tell you did your thing. You made sure the script was tight. I think somebody told me that Ebony stated in her interview they filmed it quickly. But regardless, they did a phenomenal job. So I guess you could say that it isn't always about them filming things so fast. It really comes down to the material. If the material isn't good, then it doesn't matter how fast or how slow you film or produce a show. It's going to be trash. So I'm rooting for everyone working on season 9. I hope that when season 9 comes, I don't have to get up here and talk negative about the show. I'm telling the truth. All right, this is the last time I'm talking on this until maybe the season 8 retrospective, if I get more comments like this. But no, say what you want. Like I said, I want to tell you the truth. If you don't like it, you don't have to listen to my sister's content. There are far and away more uploads on the channel you can check out. But yeah, that's how I do. That's how I get down. So until somebody decides to slide me a check telling me to speak positively, I'm going to tell you the truth. All right, so with that being said, thanks for listening to my venting session, if you will. I got to get ready. It's currently 1 o'clock, and I want to eat me a little lunch, and then get ready for Beyond the Gates episode 6, because I need to see if Danny actually shot somebody at that wedding. But hey, have a nice day. I know this video may have turned off some people from the channel. I hope that isn't the case, but I'm just keeping it real. Just keeping it real.